Hello, this is your guide for Thursday, June 11th in Work Packet 6. At the end of the video, we will listen to a book on Epic Books all about evaporation. But let's do our work first. We'll start with our printing. So with your nicest letters, we're going to write our name here. If your name was Arthur, you would start with an uppercase letter. Your name always starts with an uppercase letter. And take your time, use the lines, and please put your name here so I know who did the work. Today we'll practice the number 8. Number 1, you start up here. The top line, you go around, you cross around, touch the bottom, come up, cross over, and back to the top. So number 1, top, middle, cross over, bottom, go up, cross over, top. Okay, it should be all one movement. Your pencil doesn't leave the page. It's kind of like a figure 8. That's why in figure skating they call it a figure 8, because you're skating in that kind of pattern. So keep going down here, top, crossover, bottom, crossover, top. Now again, without the lines. And again, finger space, top, crossover, bottom, back up, crossover, top. Finger space. 8 might be the funnest number to write, as your pen gets to go all over the place. Okay, and again down here, follow the lines. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And pretty soon, all of your 8s are going to look really good. Okay, finish that line, finish this one, and then down here, this is how you spell the number 8, like a word. E-I-G-H-T. So E, come up, touch the middle, touch the bottom. I, dot goes above the line. G, come up, and then you drop your fishing hook under the line. H, top, bottom, middle, bottom. T, cross over. And again, E, I, G, H, T. And down here, we're going to try it 2 more times. E, I, G, H, T. Finger space. E, I, G, H, T. And you could probably fit 1 more there. If you look at our grid, there's 10 boxes, and we see there's 5 filled in here and 3 down here. 5 plus 3 equals 8. 8 out of 10. Okay, nice. Let's go on to our daily language review. And we're talking about the words see and see. Like you see with your eyes and you go sailing on the sea. Look at the picture, read the words. So this girl, she sees some birds or some butterflies. See, S-E-E. And here we see the sun and the beach and the sea. And see, S-E-A. So they don't mean the same thing, even though they sound the same. Write see or see in each sentence, then read the sentence. So number 1, I see the monkey, so see with my eyes. Number 2, there are many boats on the sea. So in the water, in the sea. So number 1, I see the monkey. If it's with your eyes, it's S-E-E. And number 2, there are many boats on the sea. If it's the water, it's S-E-A. Okay, look at the picture. Use see or see to finish the sentence. Number 3, our picture, there's a bunch of fish floating in the sea. And it starts, fish swim in the sea. Fish swim in the sea. Period. Number 4, in a picture, I see 2 boys looking out the window and they see a butterfly on a branch. Do you See that funky thing? And it's a question, so we will end with question mark. Do you see that funky thing? All right. Story time. The stars. Please read the story and answer the questions. And we'll see lots of words that start with ST. St, st, like stars, storm, and stay. ST, st. Our picture, we see some stars. And question number 1, what does Stacy like to look at? Number 2, why does Stacy get sad? Number 3, what was Stacy's wish? Let's read it. The stars. Stacy likes to sit outside and look at the stars. She gets sad when a storm comes and she cannot see the stars. Stacy can stay and stare at the stars all night. She likes to see the stars shine. Stacy stops and makes a wish on a shooting star. The wish was to find stairs to go right to the stars. Question 1. What does Stacy like to look at? Stacy likes to sit outside and look at the stars. So it's the beginning of our answer, so uppercase, the finger space stars. The stars, period. Number 2, why does Stacy get sad? She gets sad when a storm comes and she cannot see the stars. All we need to say is she cannot see the stars. Why does Stacy get sad? Uppercase. She can't. Instead of saying cannot, we'll use our contraction. C-A-N apostrophe T. Cannot. It's much easier. She can't see the stars. Period. Number 3, what was Stacy's wish? Stacy can stay and stare at the stars all night. She likes to see the stars shine. Stacy stops and makes a wish on a shooting star. The wish was to find stairs to go right to the stars. To find stairs to go right to the stars. What was her wish? To find stairs to the stars. Period. Good. Okay, let's move on to math. And we'll practice telling time. Looking at a watch, and how do we know what time it is? Okay. Match the clocks with the times in words. Write the letters. So you see A is 8:23, and we need to read these words over here, question 5, and match them up. So 33 minutes after 2 o'clock. I said B, I already did this one for you. B, 2:33, that's 33 minutes after 2. So that's B. And why don't we just cross this out so we don't get confused? So B is done. I also did D, 58 minutes after 2 o'clock. So that's 2:58. They're saying the minutes first. Okay, let's go back up here. 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. So 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. So we're looking for 8:23. Do you see that? That is A. So now we write the letter A here. And we'll cross it out. Next one, 12 minutes. So 12 after 3 o'clock. So 3:12. You see how that works? Do you see 3:12? It's here, F. So we'll put the letter F. Cross it out. 23 minutes. 23 after 3 o'clock. 3:23. That is C. Put C here, cross it out. And now all we have left is E. 8 minutes after 12 o'clock. 8:12. It should be 12:08. And it is. Good. And down here, help Jason write the times to complete his schedule. Then put his activities in order from 1 to 5. Okay. So we're going to help Jason write the times to complete his schedule, then put them in order from 1 to 5. So I did the first one for you. He's going to get a haircut at 10:27 in the morning. And we can say that like this, 27 minutes after 10 o'clock. And we have to do all the other ones before we know which one comes first. So watch a movie 54 minutes after 5 o'clock. So 5:54 in the evening. Visit grandma 8:13 in the morning. So that's 13 minutes after 8. We'll just say mins. 13 mins to 8. Just like we practiced the number 8 today. 13 mins to 8. Go to the library in the afternoon. 32 minutes after 3 o'clock. So 3:32 afternoon. So that's p.m. Have lunch with Peter in the afternoon. 3 minutes after 12 o'clock. So 12:03. Okay, now we can put them in order. So the earliest one is 10:27 in the morning. So 1. Remember, we go 1 to 5. Ooh, 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 bad boy. That's actually not the first one. Because look over here. 8:13 in the morning. That's earlier than 10:27. So visit grandma number 1. Number 2, get a haircut. That's 10:27 in the morning. And then we've got 12:03 in the afternoon or 3:32 or 5:54 in the evening. 12:03 is earliest. So that's number 3. Then 3:32 is number 4. And last, watch a movie. So here's his day. He will visit grandma first, get a haircut second, have lunch with Peter third, go to the library fourth, and watch a movie fifth. That sounds like an excellent day. Okay, let's move on to our next page. Graphing. I told you I love graphs. And this is a fun one. This is something we could do as a class when we all get back. Graphing. Tara collected information about her classmates' birthdays. Use the information to complete the bar graph. So she asked all her classmates what month their birthday was in, and she took a record. She made tallies. So class birthdays, in January, there's 2, February 4, March 1, April 2, May none, June 5, July 1, August 3, September 2, October 3, November none, December 3. And we'll use that info to make a graph, class birthdays. So here we see numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's the months of the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And we're going to use these numbers, this data information, to fill the graph. So I did January for you, and I put it up to number 2. How did I know to do that? Look at January. There's 1, 2 tally marks, so the graph goes up to 2. Now let's do February. February has 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go up to 4 and make sure it's only for February. That's good. Next one is March. March has 1. So we only go up to 1. April has 2. 1, 2. May has none, so we don't touch it. June has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you see this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a cross, that's 5. So that was June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the most so far. July has 1. August has 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. September has 1, 2. 1, 2. October has 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. November has none, so you don't touch it, just leave it blank. And December has 1, 2, 3. That's our graph. And then to make it easier to read, we'll color in the bars, okay? So with a crayon or your pencil, you just color it in, only the part that shows the number. And see, now we can really see the ones that are empty. That's how it's easier to read. You can use your pencil or crayon, any color you want. And that's our graph. So now you can just look at it and you know right away which one has the most. June. And you look at it, you know June has 5. And which months have nothing? May and November. So that's why it's really good to learn how to make a graph. We'll practice those a lot when we're all back in school. Okay, let's go to our next page. I think it's number of the day. Let's see. Yes, it is. 717. And then we'll listen to our book on Epic Books. Okay, my number is, oh geez. Okay, hold on 1 second. We'll have to fix our pen. So my number is 717. And let's start at the top. How many hundreds do you have? 7 hundreds. 7 hundreds equals 700. How many tens? 1. 110 equals 10. How many ones? 7. 7 ones equals 7. So we have a 7 in the hundreds place, a 1 in the tens, and a 7 in the ones. 717. Now 1 less. So our ones place will go down by 1. So 7, 1. What's 1 less than 7? 6. 716. 1 more. So now the ones place goes up. 7, 1. What's 1 more than 7? That equals 8. 718. Here, plus 10. So now we're looking at the tens place. And it's plus 10, so it's going to go up by 1. So 7, instead of 1, we go up to 2. Everything else stays the same. 727. Take away 10. So now the tens place goes down by 1. 7, 1 goes down to 0. 7 stays the same. 707. Odd or even. Odd numbers end with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Even numbers end with 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Our number ends with a 7, so that's odd. So put a bunch of check marks in there. Round to the nearest 100. So it could either be 700 or 800. And if your number is 750 or more, you're going to go up to 800. Our number is 717. That's less. So we go down to 700. That's the nearest closest 100. Over here, place value chart, hundreds, tens, and ones. 7 in the hundreds place, 1 in the tens, 7 in the hundreds. Record on a number line, 0 to 1,000. In the middle of those numbers is 500. Between 500 and 1,000, right in the middle, that's 750. So that's a little bit more than 717. So probably about here. 717, put a bubble around it. Good. And let's use our place value chart to help us with our base 10 blocks. So what my numbers look like using base 10s, we know we need 7 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put a bubble on it. And how many 10s? We need 1 10. So just 1, bubble. And how many ones? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bubble. Good. Record a number pattern starting at your number. So we got to start at 717. And let's go up by 3, plus 3. So 717, 720, 723, 726, 729, 732, 735. My number in words, 717. 700 17. 17. There we go. Good work. Now let's go to Epic Books and we'll learn about why puddles disappear.
Cloverleaf Books, Nature's Patterns. Why do puddles disappear? Noticing Forms of Water. Martha E. H. Rustad. Illustrated by Christine M. Schneider. Chapter 1. Science Detectives. Good afternoon, class, says our teacher. Reef giggles. Why are you dressed up like that, Ms. Ling? This is my detective outfit, Ms. Ling answers. I need your help to solve some mysteries. She explains that we'll be science detectives.
Making observations. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like how slow he's reading. So let me take over. So why you dressed up like that, Miss Ling? We're gonna solve some science mysteries. We're gonna be science detectives. So now we're on the right side. Observations are things we notice when we look carefully. Is that like finding clues? Alika asks. Exactly, Miss Ling says. We'll also look for patterns. We remember a pattern is something that happens over and over. Chapter 2, The Mystery of the Missing Ice. It's time to solve our first mystery. Miss Ling tells us that she put an ice cube in a cup this morning. Then she put it near the sunny window. Now my ice cube is missing, she tells us. Where did it go? Let's look for clues, says Dara. So let's take a look at this picture. So she's using her little microscope. No, that's a magnifying glass. And so they put ice cubes in a cup. And look, it's a very bright sunny day, so the sunbeams are shining on the cup. And the ice cubes disappeared. Why do you think they disappeared? Let's find out. I found a clue, Ravi says. I see water in the cup. Good observation, Miss Ling says. What does that clue tell us? I know, says Lola. It tells us that the ice melted. We talk about how ice is frozen water. Then Miss Ling explains that frozen water is a solid and melted water is a liquid. Frozen water melts when it gets warm, she says. It changes from a solid to a liquid.
Any staff who are not doing anything, if you have a easy schedule, could you please help Iona in the helmet?
Wow.
Could you please help Iona in the helmet?
I'm sorry about all of our interruptions today. So, melted water equals liquid, frozen water equals solid. Remember? Solid, liquid. Let's make a prediction, Miss Ling says. We know that a prediction is a guess about something that's going to happen. Our teacher asks, if we put this water in the freezer, what will happen? What do you think will happen? If you put water in the freezer, what do you think? Becky says, it will freeze. Right, says Miss Ling. Water changes from a liquid to a solid when it gets cold. Chapter 3: The Mystery of the Missing Puddle. We solved our first mystery. Miss Ling takes us outside for the second one. Who remembers the weather yesterday? She asked. It rained, buckets and buckets, says Joshua. There were puddles everywhere, Malik adds. Yes, there were, Miss Ling says. I drew a circle around my favorite puddle. We see a sidewalk chalk circle on the ground, but no puddle. Where is my puddle? Asked Miss Ling. Did someone take it? So, what do you think happened? Down here, it rained and there was a big puddle of water. But then it's a really sunny day and the water disappeared. Why do you think that happened? Becky laughs. No one can take a puddle. Reef asks, did it melt like the ice? Not quite, says Miss Ling. She explains that liquid water evaporates when it warms up. That means it turns into a gas. The sun shined on the puddle, says Joshua. It warmed up the water. So your puddle evaporated, says Lola. Mystery solved, says Dora. Evaporating liquid rises up as a gas, little by little. The hotter the air temperature, the faster the liquid evaporates. So you see this little picture? Here's the puddle, and here's a really hot sunny day. The heat makes the water warm up, and eventually it turns into a gas, and it goes up, 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 and it turns into clouds. And then it'll come back down as rain or snow, hail. It's called the water cycle. Chapter 4: A Global Mystery. We go back into our classroom for the next mystery. Miss Ling wants us to find out where all the water on Earth is. Let's look at a globe for clues, says Joshua. Great idea, says Miss Ling. How can we use it to find water? Alika raises her hand. A globe is a map of our planet, and water is usually blue on maps. We observe the globe. We spot rivers and streams. We find lakes and oceans. It looks like there's a lot of water on our planet, Ravi says. Almost all the water on Earth is salt water in oceans. Salt water is salty. Fresh water fills most lakes and rivers. Freshwater is not salty. Humans can only drink fresh water. If you drank salt water from the sea, it would make your insides really, really dry, and it wouldn't hydrate you. It would actually make you more thirsty. So that's why people, when they get lost in the ocean and they try to drink the water, it actually is a really bad idea. Malik asks,
What about the white part at the bottom of the globe?
excellent question, says Miss Ling. That part of Earth is called the South Pole. The North Pole has some white on it too. Does anyone know why?
Is it snow?
Asked Lola. Yes, some of it is snow, but most of it is ice, our teacher answers. And what are ice and snow made of? Water! We all answer. Water in liquid and solid form covers about 3/4 of Earth. That means water covers more of our planet than land does. We have one last mystery to solve, says Miss Ling. Does anyone see any patterns with water?
When water, when ice warms up, it melts,
says Becky,
and when water gets cold, it freezes.
says Ravi,
Don't forget that water also turns into a gas when it heats up.
says Malik.
Gas, liquid, solid, gas, liquid, solid. Water can go back and forth again and again. It's a pattern.
Says Dora. You solved all the mysteries, Miss Ling says. Great work, science detectives. Let's take a look at the whiteboard. So gas, like the puddle, it gets hot and then it evaporates. It goes up into the air and a gas, a vapor. Liquid, like normal water, it fills up a cup, you drink it. And solid, when it gets really cold, it turns really cold like an ice cube, becomes a solid. Ice cube, snow. That is the water cycle. Okay, and at home you could try a little science experiment, and even next year we can try this together in the school. The disappearing puddle. So pretty much you put water on a plate and then you measure it with your ruler and then you leave it out in the sun for a while. Or you can put it in the microwave and then you pull it out and you measure it again and you'll see there's less water because the heat evaporates it. Okay, that's done. Good work today. I'm sorry I had to take over, but that guy was really bugging me. The narrator, so slow. So slow. So, thanks for doing your homework. I hope you're doing well. It's almost summer vacation. And just stay on task, okay? Do your work. I worked really hard to make this stuff for you. And I'm working really hard to make these videos too. It's not easy to make one every single day. So I'd really appreciate it if you watched them and you did your work. If you do all the work I'm giving you, your brain will get really big and you're going to get really smart. Come on, just do it. Okay, I'll see you back for Friday's video. Bye bye.